This is Go Via or Go Home. I want to welcome you all back to my new layout at my new house, at least the start of it anyways. Been working on the bench work a lot here, and we'll just take a look. Those are just the pictures that I got at the last train show when I went with Dave out in Kingston. So, just taking a look here. You guys remember the huge yard that I was talking about doing? Well, after seeing other people's yards, I mean, it's not huge, but to me it's pretty big. It's 7 feet long coming this way, 3 feet wide across. I have to add extensions to here. It's an extra 32 inches. It's going to come right out, and it's going to then butt up this way, and there's going to be a swing out gate right on the other side here, and it's going to go that way. So I'll just take a step back. So that's going to be the yard there. I'm going to have basically, I've got the backdrop over there going already. I still have to paint it blue. But if we come around over to this side, crazy carpet, what I'm basically going to do, starting from about here, like that high, right across here, and then it's just gonna be a bit more here. I'm putting wood paneling up, kind of like if you're looking at this wall here. Yeah, the wood paneling. Nice, eh? So I'm gonna do something like that along here to kind of make it a wall, and then on the other side it would be the backdrop. And if you come back over here, so we're gonna have the swing gate here. It's going to take you in, and then what we're going to do is basically with the backdrop, I'm going to take a few buildings, kind of like this one here, which I've made into a backdrop building, and I've got some diesel shops and whatnot. I'm going to make one long ass shop, which, you know, there might be a switch in there or something, so that there's tracks on the inside, you can go in and around that way. I'll finally be able to use my diesel facility, so that'll be great, because I've had that thing for a while, and I'm just kind of working out how I'm going to have the ladder here. It's probably going to be a double ladder, and then there's supposed to be, I believe, about 4 tracks here. So there's that one, then there's the runaround track, and then there's, well, which is going to also kind of be like a main line, and then 2 other tracks that are going to be main line that's going to lead into the train station terminal here. Just trying out a couple of options. That's going to actually be a curved turnout, but yeah, so the way I'm going to have this here, or how I'm thinking of doing it, I've got these Ys, and obviously, you know, like track 1, track 2, track 3, and then mainline track back here. You can get access to it. I'm probably going to do it the same way on both sides, so that way you have access to all tracks. I'm gonna shoot for tortoise switches this time. Dave, after, you know, going to his house and seeing how he does the tortoises, and after all the review videos he's done, he makes it sound a lot easier than what it is. So I'm going to take his word for it, and I'm going to try it out myself and see how that works out. But I'm also going to have him to give me a hand with that. But yeah, you got the 4 tracks. Disregard that one that's just up here. So you're going to have the 3 terminal tracks where, you know, trains can load up customers. I could probably do the 2 GO Transit and the 1 Via Rail, just for, you know, longer trips, you know, longer terminal, where these are more commuter come and go. And then, so for this one here, because that's a main line, I'm going to have like maybe a fence going down the middle just to kind of separate the 2, so that the freight and the whatnot's not getting all mixed up. I don't want the freight going through the actual train station, so it's going to be far back there. But yeah, that's kind of what I've got so far with this. Just kind of laying things out, seeing how it works and whatnot. I'm eventually going to have So this here is the entrance to the yard. Kind of like how I'm gonna have a Y here. I had to steal it to put it over there for now, but so it's gonna be the entrance to the yard from that way, or the exit, depending on how you look at it. Entrance here, and then it's gonna come off and go around this way. So which would be technically right here. And then I've got the 3 other tracks, which are 1, 2, and 3. They're gonna come along here, and they're gonna meet up, and they're gonna curve into here. As you can see, I got a bunch of my stuff out already. I couldn't wait. Got a bunch of my locomotives there, you know, my electrical stuff. Just downloaded JMRI, so I'll be able to hook that up soon. And then once I get some tracks down, I can test it out that way. Now, I just got new carpeting, right? And as you guys seen, I do my legs with the, I guess it's like a 1 inch by 1 inch square post. You see the little disc down there? This is just a little tip for you. It has that shape, the same shape as the wood built into it, so it kind of holds it right in the middle there. I don't need to screw it in or anything, I just place it under. And because that's a soft carpet bottom to it, it's not going to hurt it. If I need to slide it, it makes it easy to slide. I originally got this package here. I think I got that at Rona. They only had a couple left though. You get 4 in a pack. I was at Home Hardware. I found it even cheaper. It's about $2 cheaper, but it's the exact same thing. So go to Home Hardware if you're looking for any of these. And I got obviously I got a couple more packs, right? So I put one on the bottom of each of the legs. So there's one down there, one at the back, and then I've got a couple down there as well. I don't know if you can see it. I just have to do these legs here. I didn't want to make this permanent yet because I'm gonna have to pull it out and put the backdrop on still. So that's on stone, unlike that where it has the backdrop, that has the backdrop, and this is all good to go. That's just a tidbit for you. So like $4 or $5, and then these were like $6, $7 a pack. So there are cheaper, you know, alternatives. I know a lot of people buy the one where you drill the hole down and then you hammer the little pin in, and then you screw it down. All this stuff is level anyways. I went over all of it. So the little padding thing is not going to make that big of a difference. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that I took out. I got a bunch of cork, track. So you're just emptying bins now. I don't know why I'm emptying the bins. I've still got to build this entire section here, and then the yard is gonna, or not the yard, the the train station at this end here. It's gonna probably cut off around here, and then it'll run around and then go into there, and then, you know, loop. But yeah, tell me what you think. Anybody have any suggestions and whatnot? I got blue paint for that. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'll paint that after, before I put on the foam. Also, because I have this is a peninsula here that we're looking at. I know it's really close to it. There we go. That's going to be a lot bigger of a peninsula. I have to widen it on both sides. Probably bring it closer this way, but I'm waiting till I get this wood in here and this in here all installed first and solid before I attach this or finalize that. But I want to know, I have this huge ethanol plant I know I want to use for sure. Several buildings. I think there's at least like six or seven, and then there's a whole bunch of tanks. Although I do have a lot of these city buildings, and I'd like to build a city scene as well. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should do my ethanol plant in the middle of the peninsula and have the track going around it, and then just move the city scene, or do a huge city scene here, going right back, and then put the ethanol plant in this back corner here, right here. I mean, not exactly sure of the sizing of it, but or how big this is going to be exactly, but tell me what you think. Would you rather see the ethanol plant here or in the middle? Your opinions do matter. Your help is greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's it. That's all I've done so far, really. I haven't done too much. Just I want to make sure all my bench work is done before I start laying track. Even though I've obviously started laying track, but not officially laying track. You know, just kind of sitting it in places and saying, "Hey, does this look good?" or whatever. But yeah, and I got my yard. I don't know. Kind of thinking of doing the double ladder, just because I know I'm gonna have a lot of passenger cars that are gonna come out this way. Although I'm not sure about that because I don't know if I'll have enough length for that down that way. So unless I do them all separately and then I just have a switcher come out and bring out the cars one at a time and then attach to the locomotive. It's hard to say. I don't know. I'd really like it to be more of a drive-through experience, but yeah, it's hard to say. And if I switch and because Dave originally had it so that the ladder was going this way, which definitely makes more sense than what I'm doing. However, if I do that, then all the switches that I bought are, I wouldn't say they're useless, but I mean, I bought enough to do the ladder going this way, and you know how the left hand compared to the right hand kind of deal. So it's it's tough on my behalf for, you know, trying to do this whole thing like this, but yeah, I don't know what to do. So if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. How's the height of the backdrop? Is that cool? Because I'm sure once I have an actual camera, then you know, I'll be doing heights like this and you won't see the gray. You know, that does seem high enough. That's got to be fixed. It's kind of an eyesore, but what can you do? I'm not perfect when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know. I try. I can't wait to kind of round this out here, so it's gonna be more slowly moving that way. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Mind the dogs barking. Somebody's probably at the door. But until next time, I'm Go Vieira, go home. Have a good one.